Hey everyone, before we get started, I just want to get a shout out to Game Mill for actually providing a key for this game. I know, I'm as surprised as you are. It's no sponsorship, but credit where credit's due all the same. Anyway, on with the main attraction. Greetings, Wayward Souls, it's the Game Pack Preacher, and honestly, this one's gonna be a bit different today. So Nick All-Star Brawl 2 dropped recently. And really, it's been a while since I've played a platform fighter, and imagine my surprise when I actually managed to get a key for the game. The first game wasn't exactly a shining star per se, but it's rare for a game to get a second chance, in the form of a sequel no less. There's a lot of amazing games out right now fighting over our attention, and I think we should see if Nick All-Star Brawls can go the distance too. So let's ask the question, should you play Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2? Let's talk about it. So let's start off with what everyone's probably wondering. Is this game better than the first one? And I can safely say that yes it is better than the first one. And that is a huge relief to be able to say that. Amazing what devs can do given time and a proper budget, almost like it should happen more often. This isn't all to say that the first game was terrible, mind you. I think a better word to use would be undercooked. Like there was a good foundation, but just not enough to really set it apart from the endless sea of other platform fighters out there. And trust me, that bar is already impossibly high as is. Thankfully, NASB 2 does do some things to help it stand out. For starters, there's an actual campaign mode for single player. You're able to go through an assortment of challenges, fight and unlock new fighters, and even acquire an assortment of buffs and perks like all those popular roguelike games the youth are raving about. Added bonus, playing the single player actually unlocks content for the game. I know, right? It feels like such a novel thing in this day and age. It's kind of off-putting. And speaking of single player, you also have the old classics as well. You have an arcade mode, a pretty in-depth training mode as well, and a lot of other handy features. The overall look and sound of the game is better too. The animations are a whole lot better, and that goes with the soundtrack as well. I'm also pleased to report that there is now voice acting. I repeat, we have voice acting, with a lot of VAs reprising their character roles as well. Hell, even the non-playable characters in the campaign get lines too, with unique dialogue between characters from the same universe. It all adds a level of charm to the game that was sorely missing from the first title. But who plays a Smash clone for the single player, right? Hey, no, put that hand down. You want to know about the actual game? Well, the actual game is fun. Really fun. First off, the roster is really good, even with some questionable omissions. As far as the gameplay is concerned, it feels a lot smoother than the first game. I didn't play much of NASB 1, but I don't know, it felt like it had this rigidness to it. Thankfully that's not the case here. Movement has this just right feel to it, if everything makes sense, and everything feels just as weighty as it should be. Speaking of Smash, it has that tried and true control scheme as well. You got your tilts, specials, smash attacks, etc. But the real star of the show is this little gauge right here, the slime meter. Now I ain't gonna lie, I'm the filthiest of casuals, and half the time I forget the thing is even there, but the things that slime allows for really ups the skill expression for the game, which is always a good thing. With the power of slime, you can enhance your smash attacks and your specials, basically do a burst a la Guilty Gear, cancel out of your attacks, and I mean, it is a super meter, so you know supers are in there as well. Heck, I may have even missed a thing or two. On top of that, all the characters seem pretty balanced, or at the very least usable. Personally, I've been rocking Garfield and the Beavers, but even with my limited time with the game, people have been showing out, even though some characters are, better than others. But the devs appear to be listening at the very least. With plans for more characters already out in the ether, things are looking good for NASB's second go-around. With all that being said, however, the main barrier with NASB 2 is sadly the price point. The game's sitting at a cool $50 for the basic edition. If you want to spring for the deluxe editions, that'll bring your bill up to $80. Don't get me wrong, the game is good, but $50, personally speaking, is a little steep. But really, the sequel is a moderate improvement from the first game. I hope it has a longer lifespan than the first game did as well. And hey, the holiday is fast approaching. The game was actually on sale this past Black Friday, so who's to say it won't go back on sale for Christmas? Maybe old Saint Nick can give you a copy of Nick for your stocking, Slick. No platform fighter's ever gonna live up to Smash. That's unfortunately just a sad fact of the industry. But as far as your options can go, NASB 2 is probably one of the better ones you could pick. Whatever the case may be, do not sleep on Nick All-Star Brawl 2. Deserves all the props it can get and then some. And who knows, maybe I'll see some of y'all out on the battlefield myself. Take care of yourselves. Expect more to come.